I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Vlad, how excited are you to hang out with the Great One soon?
Soon. I just hope he's going to be available because I know he's always working.
It was funny. I was getting a coffee downtown and he drove by and I barely got my finger out to him. And I texted him. I said, "It looks like look out. There's some gay guys driving cars downtown looking for that." He's like, "Yeah, I saw some gay guy standing by a coffee shop." It's like, okay, at least he saw me. So
awesome.
So, you and I are having some problems, it seems.
Yeah. And let me know if you can't hear me, but yeah, I'm definitely having some problems, but we are here to work on yours.
Well, your temperature was 102.5?
Yeah, last night. It's only at 101 today. So, I mean, I think that's progress. It's funny, dude. What happened was, so the candidate was here until Sunday. And remember, I'm supposed to be testifying in that stupid trial today. Like it's supposed to be today. So I get up Monday, I feel fine. I go for this long run because it was in the 80s. I come back home, read my email, and it says, oh, the judge has put this off until next week. Chad, you don't have to go until October 15th, which is still not great, but whatever. And so it was like my body said to itself, great, let's go ahead and get sick now. Yeah.
That happened to me. Interesting you mentioned that, but it happened to me a statistically impossible number of times where I got sick at the right moment where I had no work to do. Like my body almost knew like, okay, you got 3 days. Well, we have like 4 diseases we need to catch up on. And now you're getting sick. And that happened to me a lot in my teens and 20s where it was odd, but I got sick at the right. It was good. Like I had time off, so I couldn't have fun, but it was better than not making the money or not being able to go to work. So I guess that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, and it kind of is good that it happened now because I can stay home and work and I'll be better by next week. I can do that thing downtown. And then we see you a few days after that. So, I'll have completely gotten this out of the way. So it's actually good timing.
What was the candidate there when you got sick?
No, it happened the day after she left. And she's fine. She didn't get this. So it must have been something I picked up at the gym or I don't know.
Not to keep focusing on your health, but at 102 point, don't you have to go to the hospital around that stage? Like that's a pretty bad fever.
I asked her that too. I was like, I sent her the picture of that and I go, am I dying? In a text. And so we talked and she says, no. Just take some Tylenol and ibuprofen and, you'll feel like shit for a couple more days. But I woke up feeling a little bit better today so far. So
good. Here it says 103 or higher. So if you're supposed to, if you were any higher, it probably happened. And then you could go to those good old reliable Chicago hospitals where nothing but the best people are employed down there.
Yeah, there's an urgent care practically across the street, but I don't think I need to bother with it.
Right. So, well, I have my own problems, and I'm wondering if you can help me handle it.
I would love to. What's going on?
So as you know, the world only gets worse. It does not get better. And what little joy I have. What is one of my favorite things to do to you, Chad?
Well, you like to make me feel even worse than I do right now by
Mhm.
insisting on paying your quarterly estimated taxes. In this instance, it would be more than 3 months before you're required to.
Right. And so it was October 1st, I could have made the first payment, but we are already October 8th, 7th. What are we at
Yeah.
now? So I'm way behind. And why am I way behind, Chad?
I don't know. Have you been busy for the last week, or what's the story?
Well, the IRA, after God Almighty, I've always had to cut an estimated tax check
Check.
going back to 1998. So I was 23
Yep.
because I had some form of self-employment. And so now, what is it, 2025, 98? That's 27 years of cutting a check to the IRS every quarter. And can I cut a check anymore to the IRS?
No, I guess this was one of Trump's doings. You can't, from now on, they won't accept payments via check, which really doesn't make sense to me. I know they're trying to streamline everything, but no, you can't send a check anymore, apparently, as of October 1.
Well, I understand why they do that. I mean, restaurants and most businesses don't take checks anymore. It's a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it makes sense. I just think, there's still old people where that's the only thing they know how to do.
People, I'm pissed off. I got a problem. I want to pay by check. I understand I can't pay by check. I understand it's a royal pain in the ass. But old people could go to hell. They could get with the times and go online and figure stuff out. But I don't get to pay with a check no more. So I'm a little sad. This is the first time now in over half my life, more than half my life, I got to go online and pay by some electronic means.
Yeah. It's honestly really easy if you go to the IRS website. Should we do a walkthrough or?
No, because then I'd have to share a screen, and I'm old enough. I don't want to share a screen. I want to pay by check and not share screens. That's my goal in life. So what is it? You just go to the IRS website and that's the question I had to ask and why I wanted to bring you on. For those of us who like paying by check, but we can't anymore, there were two methods, right, that we can pay now?
Well, I mean, it's really just electronically at this point. Although if you count automatic deductions from your tax return, which we could set up, that's a method technically.
Well, wasn't it a couple of years ago you had some people were trying to pay through the IRS electronically and there was a problem where it got fucked up and then so is that over? What was that about?
That was just a mistake essentially, and that was where I filed my friend's tax return, and he did not realize that he wanted it set up to have his estimates automatically withdrawn. Right. And so, because you can do that, when you file your 1040, you can say, send him this on this date each quarter. And apparently that slipped his mind. So he was making payments in addition to having those withdrawals. And then he wasn't noticing. And then he got mad at me. And I said, how do you not pay enough attention to your bank account to know what's going on there, dude?
Is he a client anymore if he got mad at you?
He's not a client anymore. But he's actually, we still hang out. We hung out last week. You can be friends. It was weird. I was like, you know what? He's actually a good dude. I just hated having him as a client. Yeah. So
if I'll set aside my problem because I'm very selfless. But if your clients blame you for something that isn't your fault, do you tolerate that in your practice? No.
No. Okay. I mean, let me put it this way, man. There's family members, and I'm not going to elaborate. I'm going to cause some family strife because I've just had it with one particular subset of them. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care the rippling causes.
I thought long ago you got rid of family and friends.
Most of the friends, now you're a friend, I still have you. Family is a little bit harder, but I still maintain some of them. But I mean, at this point, it's just like, you know what? When I get through all this, and I complete the transition from them, I think I will do a stream on what happened these past couple of weeks with this particular family member.
I got a question about family. All right. You grow up with your siblings. Now, this may not be a sibling, but
no,
you fight your siblings. You get in arguments with family members. So it's common and expected to tell family members to fuck off, or at least that's been my experience. That doesn't mean you never want to see him again or that the relationship is somehow damaged. But if your brother steals your piece of cake, you beat the shit out of him and you fight over the cake and your dad comes in and beats you both. All right. So is it hard to get rid of family? Because I think of all the people I could tell to fuck off, it'd be my family and there wouldn't be because you got 40 years of telling them to fuck off.
So I guess I'll give some brief details without going into it. So this particular family member, back in 2010, I was in grad school. Okay. And my cousin got married, and all these people went out to the West Coast for the wedding, and I couldn't go. Like, I was a poor grad student. I didn't have much money, and I didn't have time. It was like,
and your car got stolen too.
Well, that was 2002. But what happened? Oh, it's the candidate. But what happened was that they ended up holding this particular side of the family, this subset of them, held this awful grudge on me for years about this. And I did feel bad about it. I was like, I'm sorry, we patched it up. So back when they asked me to do their taxes, I guess I was still feeling bad about that. And I was like, all right, I'll do your taxes, even though you're a total train wreck and pain in the ass.
Yeah.
This involves several entities. And God, I wish I could tell you what happened. I will in a future episode.
Yeah, later on. Yeah, you don't have to,
But I mean, they committed kind of a cardinal sin in my world just a couple weeks ago, when I'd finished their taxes. And so you know what, man, this isn't even nice, guy. I'm just going to tell them, look, we're done. You can't do that and expect me to take it.
This whole guilt thing puts a lot of people in positions they should not be in.
Yeah.
And every time someone tries to guilt you into something, they're abusive. That's what my experience. Yeah. They just want free shit or to take advantage of you. They want free labor is what they want. And that guilt shit never, maybe it was growing up being a preacher's kid where, well, if you don't do this, Jesus isn't going to put you into the happy place. Fuck you. Like I guess maybe early training, but anytime anyone uses the word, you really ought to, like, I really ought to shove my boot up your ass. And I think it's a really good lesson for everyone to learn, accounting practice or not, to like when someone, well, they're your sister or they're your cousin or whatever. Well, they're still assholes and fuck them. I think it save you a lot of pain and agony.
And this is going to accept my mother. It's her side of the family. But you know what, Clary? I just don't give a shit. I'm tired of doing things for people that don't deserve it.
Right.
So, yeah.
People ask, because the people see the GF in my social circle out here, and they're like, how the heck, how? That's what they want. How is she with you? You're an asshole. And you know what I say?
What do you say?
I say, I use the word no.
No.
And good relationships are founded where people hold boundaries and say, no, that's crossing the line. That's not going to happen. Not that people are malicious. A lot of people, I think, whether it's family or friends or even lovers, they assume, well, we work together as humans because that's how we evolved in the past, is to work as team and somewhat of a communal society. But people just automatically go to that default. And like your mom, Chad, does your mom not love you?
I think my mom loves me.
Your mom? Do you love your mom?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Well,
Does your mom drive you nuts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell your mom no and still love your mom and your mom still love you?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And that's how. And I think having that rule applied to business clients is vital too.
I just got to tell you guys again that are starting out, look, I understand the temptation, your cousin, your brother's cousin, like, people will come to you and them for tax services. And since you're desperate for clients, you're like, yeah, give it to me. Just don't do it. Avoid family. I swear it's the biggest mistake I've ever made.
What if it's not family? It's just there's something wrong with the Elkinses. Like, what if it's your family that's totally screwed in the head and everybody else's family is like, what, just, then can people take on family? Do you think it's the dynamic of family?
I just don't like the dynamic. I mean, they, in a way, they have to not fear me, but they have to, like, the people who I work best with, my clients, is like, they sort of don't want to piss me off. Right. Because they know I can drop them, and I don't do that. But your family is just like, oh, they're family. Sure, he'll cheat for me. He'll accept less than he's worth. He'll be all right if I send him everything on April 14th at 11:30 p.m. Like, family doesn't give a shit, man.
Family is assholes.
Yeah, they're just trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like, I've been thinking, because I'm 50 now, and stuff that I had to do out of necessity force boundaries on family and people in my life. Not consciously. It's just, no, I can't do it. There's no money. Yeah. And today it's paying dividends because people like you actually get respect. Whereas if you're just a pushover, people kind of get pissed. Like, what do you mean you're not going to do X? You always do X. Well, today I'm not cooking Thanksgiving dinner. You fuckers are, and you're setting the table, and I'm not slaving away on my day off. I'm sure I know some females get taken advantage of when it comes Christmas time or Thanksgiving, where they're just expected to go and bust their ass off in the kitchen, and then the family and quote loved ones take advantage. But no one ever lays down the law. So yeah, it's something. There's more to it than that. But I know you're sick and all that. So for my immediate problem, just go to the IRS website. What is it? It's like there's a make a payment. You log in. It's very simple.
Yeah, it's really. I'm happy to go. Am I allowed to share my screen, or I probably can't?
No, let's just. Okay. I don't want to do. I'm very lazy podcaster today. So I go to the IRS website, and what is it? Like make a payment, and do I have to set up an account, or can I just log in Social Security number?
No. Yeah. So you go to irs.gov/payments. I have it up right now. You click on. So you can pay from your bank account, or you can pay from your credit card. Don't pay from a credit card because they charge a fee. Service fee for that. Now, if you really had to, you could. Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to be like private companies where they just take my money out of my bank account? Like if I want to cancel my gym membership, gym companies are very notorious for, we need your bank account so they could keep pulling money out.
It's not like that. Like it's not going to be a repeated, we're going to take this out every quarter.
All right.
But you can either pay direct pay with bank account or pay by card or digital wallet. Here are the fees. Are you paying by a credit card? It's 1.75% of whatever you're paying, which if you're making, a $10,000 quarterly payment, that ain't cheap.
No, that's a good couple meals. That's your grocery bill for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually 2.89%. It says paying by commercial credit or debit card. I'm not sure what that is.
2.89%?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
What does that mean? Commercial credit?
Maybe that's commercial, like a bank issues some kind of credit if you have a company, like if you're paying corporate taxes, I guess. And you have some kind of financing arrangement. Good Lord, that's a big stabby fee, almost 3%.
Some people do it because they want airline points or something. And I say, look, I can appreciate that. Like I have a corporate card that I get airline points, but you're basically giving up money that you could otherwise have to do this. So, yeah. But in your case, I would just highly recommend going to direct pay with your bank.
Yeah, direct pay.
Right. You put your info in there. They'll ask you to verify your identity. It's very easy. And you set the amount and they'll take it out of your bank account. And you're not at risk for them repeating it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just want to make sure that because of the problems before where people were like not getting the refunds or there was a technical snafu on the part of the IRS. And I hate username and passwords, but I'm happy to know I don't have to set up a username and password.
No.
That is about as best as it can. That almost makes sense. So the government is making it pretty easy actually to pay.
Yeah. And, this is how I've been doing it since I became self-employed. There is a way if you really want to set up an account and, you have to verify your identity with that account. I never recommend doing that. Just keep it simple. When it's time to pay, go to that link. It'll take you less than 2 minutes.
Can the IRS get hacked?
Yeah, I mean, probably their technology is from 1987.
Well, okay, I just don't like giving out Social Security and bank account and other information. I like to give as least information to entities and institutions, IRS or not, as possible, because I do not want my information compromised. I constantly have to change username and password. I'm glad I don't have to set up an account. That's one less fucking account I have to set up. Yeah,
this is nothing. Like you'll see how, this is why I was urging you to do it for years, because it takes less time than writing out a check and mailing it in. And
But do you know why I didn't do that?
Actually, why didn't you do that? What
Because
was it?
the joy and agitation, the joy I got out of agitating you, it was entertaining. It was like poking a badger with a spoon, and it fed my soul. But now I can't agitate you anymore on that. So now all I have left is to pay taxes on the very first day that I can every quarter.
I mean, this had to annoy your GF too, that you were
Oh
doing
yeah,
this. As an accountant, we
still
hate
does.
that. Yeah. Oh, I hate that. Man.
And yet, didn't we have a discussion where I said, if you had your choice, would you rather have me be early or April 14th, 11:59 p.m., making my pay? Which would you rather have?
Early, but Clary, I've got some Japanese, because, it's a week from today is the final deadline. I've got some Japanese refusals in the works.
Really?
I haven't gotten confirmation, but I get all these desperate people, and I'm just like, I'm too busy. Sorry. No, we really need it. Well, I sent some proposals, so we'll see how those pay out.
What percent increase over a normal fee
100.
are you charging? You're just doubling the price?
Yeah. These are easy returns. Yeah, because these are easy. So I have my minimum, right?
Yeah.
And, people just, they want to try it out themselves on TurboTax. They get super lost, and then they panic because their only option at this point is to go to H&R Block or one of the other big box ones. But they don't have the best reputation in a lot of places.
Right.
So, they're reaching out to everybody they can find on Yelp and Google. Nobody's getting back to them because nobody wants to deal with a new client with a week left in the season.
Yeah.
So for these people, I have them send me, their previous year's tax return. I make them explain exactly what's gone on, in 2024. And then I give them a quote. And that actually just happened a couple times this morning. We'll see if they come back, but it's worth it to get the fee that I'm demanding for.
Well, I understand. Work. I'm wondering, why don't you triple it? Because you don't need the money. You're right. You don't need, right? If you get these, if they accept the Japanese refusal or not, you don't care, right? You're still fine.
Oh, I don't care.
Why not triple it?
I've done that before.
Okay.
It's all just sort of gut feel, like the way they explain it. This is more of an art, I guess, than a.
I understand completely. Method. Yes.
Yeah. Like some people, you can just tell by your email exchanges. You're like, yeah, I could triple or quadruple the fee and they'll pay it. But others are just kind of like, ugh. And then you just double it. We're talking half an hour work, man. So
okay. So something to do in the morning while coffee hits your system until you're finally able to go on. And
basically, I have work for my regular clients that I need to do this week. But yeah, this is just, it's really fun this time of year. Kind of.
How did you get in this position?
You mean being able to implement Japanese refusals?
Well, you get to triple your prices. You don't need the money. You're self-employed. You can work wherever. How did you get in this position, Chad?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I do think there just maybe be a way that people can learn about how to do this step by step.
So people can replicate what you do.
Yeah.
People can get to your position.
Absolutely.
Wait, hang on. Now, you're in a pretty good position. Is there a way for people to get in your position sooner and faster than you did and cheaper?
Oh, absolutely. I had to do this when I was 35.
Uh-huh. But you said you could be in this position. Had you known what you know now, you could have gotten into this position, what was it, by the age of 25, you said?
Yeah, maybe like 25. I mean, I went to undergrad, but yeah.
Could you tell us all right now everything you had to do to get to this position? Or maybe is there a convenient place that this wisdom is consolidated into one easily digestible location? Is there a way we can learn from your experiences to do better than you are right now?
Well, what if I told you there was?
Tell me more.
You can go. I assume you've linked it below.
I've linked it below. Yeah.
I can't shout today.
That's fine. That's fine.
You could go. It's called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. It's a great course. And honestly, people hit me up and they say, hey, that was because I asked for feedback. And they say that was actually really worth it. That's
one thing I don't like about Teachable is there's not feedback. Like you don't get a rating. Like Amazon, there's 5 stars and 0 to 5, right?
Yeah.
But the Teachable doesn't do that. So it really is only, I really like it. So I'm glad people do like it. But yes, to save Chad his voice, we put together a course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. and it's available on Teachable. It is linked below.
Yeah.
You could just search the world's greatest accounting career, because I don't think anybody else is using that right now. And we took Chad's expertise and experience, and then my experience working in banking and all that, and put together that course. So if you are interested in being able to give Japanese refusals to people and tripling your income and not needing money and working from home at much cheaper. Chad, if people follow the course, how much will they save in not going and getting an MBA program? How much money would they save over your route?
I mean, in my case, it was over 100K, but I mean, that doesn't include what I paid for undergrad either.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And is tuition gone up or down since you went to college?
Oh my God. I looked at my MBA tuition the other day just to see. I was like, God, how bad has it been? It's almost doubled. I graduated in 2011 and it's almost doubled.
$200,000 for an MBA, huh?
That included living expenses, but yeah, isn't that insane? And I went to a very expensive school unnecessarily. Very, very stupid. Yep.
Anyway, so that course is available there. If you guys are interested in an accounting career.
I gotta mention. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I got one other final thing I got to ask you about, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, if this week is and last week are any indication, like, this shortage is still a thing, at least in the tax realm. You know, like, there are still people that need their taxes done and they're not able to find anybody. Now, that's here in Chicago, but I feel like it's everywhere. So when people email me and they're like, well, I'm worried AI is going to take over that, it's just, I don't feel that that's going to happen anytime soon.
But didn't we had a couple people email us, thankfully, from the accounting profession, people who are working for other public accounting firms. They are employees, not self-employed. And I think we kind of came to that conclusion, is that, like every other industry out there, accounting firms are trying to outsource everything to AI, India, Pakistan, whatever else, even before wholesale outsourcing to foreign nations that just happen to speak English. It was never an acceptable proposition to go work at like the Big Four.
Yeah.
Did you see Deloitte and Touche got busted using AI?
I did. Yeah. That, excuse me. Is it me, or just the Big Four just seems to be having gaffe after gaffe lately, and it's going in the media?
It's just the continued enshittification. I mean, when you were there, they were doing the affirmative action thing and promoting you know, black females over anybody else with experience. So they long ago, it was not acceptable to work at these firms. It's not worth it. But now, and I think younger people in general know this about all employers, they're requiring ridiculous amounts of education, ridiculous amount of work hours, especially in the accounting field during busy season and tax season. It's a losing proposition. There's no reason to be going. I think the future is self-employment. So that applies almost universally, I'd say, for most industries and professions going forward, but especially accounting. So yes, you are going to have to work in the field and profession for somebody to get the years experience that's necessary.
I did.
But your goal going into accounting should not be to work for fucking Deloitte or Touche or Ernst & Young or whatever. It should be to open up your own practice. And that's where I think you're seeing the shortage. I think them trying to outsource it to either India or AI or wherever, I think it's going to bite them in their ass.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen a decay in the quality and caliber of the Big Four, not to mention, I'm sure, all the other accounting. You just don't want it. Corporate America and corporate employment is a sinking ship with herpes and tuberculosis and cholera running rampant on it. You do not want to get on that ship. You want to be self-employed. And so that's what this course focuses, because that's who wants to go work at a freaking corporate office downtown and commute? Like, or rather, everyone wants to work remotely and self-employed. And that's one of the major focuses on this. And thankfully, it's the self-employment that you're not going to be outsourced by AI to some foreigner.
I want to give the Zoomers credit because by and large, they seem to be rejecting this, let's be fresh meat in public accounting. Let's work, 80 to 90 hour weeks and get paid, jack shit, $50,000 a year. It seems like a lot of them are just kind of like, nope, not going to do it. Good for them.
And I get a kick out of it where to go work for these places, well, you need your CPA. And to get the CPA, it used to be you didn't need any college education to sit for the CPA. You either passed it or you didn't. And now you need a master's degree. I mean, and then the CPA or the accounting industry and professionals like, oh my God, we can't find enough accountants. I'm like, well, if you would not make it impossible to get, the certifications that you'd actually considering hiring me, I don't blame these young kids for not putting. Why would you go to school from 5 until 25 and you're in debt by the time, and then you still don't pay a living? Oh, and then we're going to outsource it to India or Pakistan or what? No. I'm very proud of Gen Z younger people saying, nope, fuck you. Because we didn't have the knowledge or the balls to do that when we were younger. And now finally, and surprise, they're outsourcing it anyway. So it's like the girl says, well, I won't sleep with you if you don't do my homework. You were never going to sleep with us anyway. And I think people know the gig is up. And so self-employment is the only option.
And I want to give some, just on the CPA note, I want to give some credit to many different states, maybe the majority at this point. They are going to drop that to 120 hours. They have no choice. They have to.
Wait, they're going to make it easier for people to have success in the accounting profession?
I mean, that's not necessarily good for me and for John Watts, but like, frankly, they need the help. So,
well, yeah. Where'd the number of people majoring in accounting going down? Like the numbers are not good. Like you're down about 20% CPAs in the past 5 years because people are retiring. And then the number of people majoring in accounting has dropped as well. I'm not worried about them lowering the requirements to sit for the CPA exam, exactly cutting into what you could charge for a Japanese refusal.
I'm not too concerned. I mean, the other thing, Clary, is that as I like build up a nest egg or whatever, I start to get my income where I want it. I mean, eventually, possibly when I hit your age, in a few years, maybe I'll start downsizing a little bit and just be like, hey, this is all I need.
Yeah. Well, didn't you do that before? You've pruned your client base a lot.
I have, but I'm still at a point where busy seasons are still like pretty nuts. They're still crazy. But I think at some point, maybe post 50, I can get it to a point where it's more manageable.
You'd like to retire early is what you're saying, or semi-retirement?
Semi-retire. I mean, that's the best way to do it.
Well, I'm confused. Why did you stop doing your channel then? Your YouTube channel, you're going to make big money on it, and then you just nuked it from orbit. So I'm sorry you stopped doing your podcast and your YouTube channel.
Okay, everybody thinks I'm never going to do it again. I'm going to get back on and do it. I was just telling them why I hadn't done it in a while, and while I still won't do it in a while, but I'm not killing it off. I'll get back on there.
Was it Ray that ended your channel?
No.
I was listening to Ray yesterday.
He thinks he did, but he didn't. It was just, Clary, I just got too irritated by something you've known for, God, probably 15 years. That if you have a vagina, all you have to do is show up and talk about what a loser you are, and you have 15,000 subscribers overnight.
How does that affect your channel, though?
I just got kind of tired. Like, you probably know this, but I genuinely put a lot of effort into every stream I did. Like, I researched everything. I did outlines. I wanted to be really thorough. And I think I just saw too many, and they're ugly chicks. Like, I saw too many just worthless people slop. I saw so many people going on there being like, I'm a loser. I live at home. Nobody wants me. And seeing their subscriber counts just like, get 20 times larger than mine. I'm just like, I don't have any motivation to do this.
When did you join the Democrat Party?
What do you mean, when did I join?
Well, you're obviously jealous of other people's success, and it has an effect on your performance.
No.
In fields that have nothing to do with your channel.
Hold on. Okay. First of all, I'll never join the Democrat Party.
Okay, you sounded pretty Democrat right now. Go on.
No. I'm just saying that the other thing, Clary, is I don't think the only way I want to do regular streams is if I keep putting that type of effort into them, because I think it's important. And the other side of the equation of this is, frankly, I'm running out of things to talk about. Like, I'm at the point where I think I've said pretty much most of what I kind of want to say.
Yeah.
Because stuff was starting to get a little bit repetitive. I don't know if you deal with that.
No, absolutely. Well, I just did a video not too long ago how I said the red pill won. And every red pill creator I know, their book sales are down. Their consulting is down.
Yeah, what's
traffic is down. And I say that's a good, sometimes, what did we do after we won World War II? What did everyone do?
They went back to work and
they went home.
Yeah, they went home.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all that needs to be said. Now, I've always had I've not been exclusively red pill, I have economics and finance. I talk about video games and all that. And I could talk about a lot of different things and topics. But yeah, sometimes that does happen where there's nothing to talk about anymore. And then, but maybe you already got a platform with monetized
Yeah.
base. I mean, if there's something else that interests you, you could talk about it. It doesn't
I'll be-
always have to be accounting, but yeah, you are 100% right. Sometimes there is not. There's a finite amount of stuff that needs to be said, and then we go home.
Yeah, and I haven't quit. I promise. It's just I'll get back on there, but I am running out of things to talk about. I think
that I understand. Why you demoralized other people that have nothing to do with you or your channel are making more money with slop and because they got tits.
No, it's more that like I don't think I have that in me because apparently that's what YouTube likes. That's what the algorithm likes. Like, and I just can't lower myself to that, man.
Then don't. You don't have to. Isn't this fun? Do you enjoy doing podcasts?
I do.
Yeah.
I think I like doing it more when I have somebody else there. Like I like it when we do it, but I don't really enjoy. I have to do solo streams sometimes,
yes,
and I never felt like I have the talent like you and Jack Napier's in the chat. I don't have the talent that you guys have to just sit and vamp for like over an hour.
It's because me and Jack have no lives. See, you got a real profession and you got shit going on. No, I want to be very clear. Other people's success does not affect you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted so you don't be demoralized by that. All right.
No.
And you, of all the people, you don't need the money, right? Because you have a real job in the daytime. And the more you treat it like a job or an obligation, the worse it's going to become.
That's what it had become. And that's why I'm like, I need a bit of a break with this because, when I take 2-3 weeks off, I start to get antsy and feel like I have to do it. So I sort of have let that go. So that's all I'm saying.
Roosh would always take a full month off.
Would he? Roosh?
Yeah, Roosh would take a full month off because he had to. I mean, even yesterday I did nothing. I did 2 short videos, but I just sat and did nothing. No, you do need to take some time off, but don't push it, man. It's not a job. The second you make it a job, yeah, then it ain't fun no more and you ain't going to do it. But if something, dude, it could be about, I'll give you an example, not to make this about podcasting philosophy. Do you know what one of the most not popular, but one of the topics I talked about that got a shit ton of interaction with people and they're more or less clamoring for a response video?
I wouldn't know how to guess. Like
the bunny rabbit that fell down my culvert.
Oh,
yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah, well, I was talking about a completely different topic. There was also some noise at my window, and a rabbit had fallen down the egress culvert of my window. And then people were like, what happened to the bunny? I'm like, oh my God. All right, we'll talk about the bunny. The bunny's dead. So he died hypothermia, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a bunny doctor or a mortician, but I got the bunny out and everybody liked the bunny, because people don't want a CPA all the time. They want to know, oh, Chad's got a 102 fever.
I was just going to tell you that, like, maybe, and I briefly thought about this, like, I've always been just really adamant that if I'm going to go and stream, it's only going to be about taxes and accounting, because I don't think I can stream about anything else. So that's what I've probably erroneously stuck to.
Don't go the other extreme where you talk about what current popular thing is. Unless you're really into current popular thing,
no,
don't like, oh my God, guys, you see what Trump did? OMG, tell us, like, you don't want to become that.
I can't do that.
Yeah, because you're faking it. But why don't you look? You know what makes the best podcasters, at least males anyway?
Authenticity.
Well, yeah, but but the reason that they do very well is because they use podcasting as therapy. Like Bill Burr's podcast, that was for therapy. Me, kind of therapy, just yelling and ranting. That's 100% authentic. It's about whatever you want it to be about. And people intuitively know it because, like, yeah, shit, I had a muskrat that died in my truck bed. It's very simple. Like, everyone will gravitate towards that versus, say, a completely fake nobody who's like, oh my God, so like I divorced my husband and I totally miss him. Like that shit, that's fake. That's tabloid. So, but I would, whatever topic, you could talk about whatever you want if you want to.
You're right. Like actually the few times, like my last stream was nothing but therapy essentially. And it did really well. So you're right. Maybe I'll pop on and have a therapy session sometime.
Do you know why people like the therapy sessions?
Because they're real? I mean,
No, because you're in pain. It's like,
yeah.
oh, look, his friend Aaron paid taxes early and he's suffering. Let me enjoy. Why do I like the Great Ones podcast of yesteryear? When he's doing well. I don't like his podcast now. He's doing well. He's successful. He has no problems. I loved hearing his problems.
Yeah,
they were great.
Great One does talk about that sometimes. No, I can do that. I mean, I do enjoy occasionally getting on there and talking about, real things. So.
Right. Yeah, like I don't like tuning into Jack Napier's podcast because he doesn't have any problems. The best podcast he had was when he couldn't find good quality butt sex over in Scandinavia. When his problems where he couldn't find enough gay men to have butt sex with, those were the greatest podcasts. How he'd go into deep, seedy alleys and he had to worry about disease and all that. Now, he's an author. He's got a book. He's a successful podcast over at Jack Napier Knows, Red Evening. But those when things are going well, no one cares. But I liked it where he even had to start hounding Vince and TJ for some butt sex. But those are the good podcasts with him. Those are good.
Let me ask you this: is the reason so people like therapy? They like talking about their pain, their problems, and everything. Is this why slop has become so popular on there? People like, oh, I live with my parents. I'm 32. I have no life. Like, what's the appeal to that?
IQ Bell distribution curve, okay?
Yeah.
The normies and the dumb ones, okay? They remember when we were young, you'd walk into the grocery store aisle and you could see the tabloids, and you and I saw the tabloids were bullshit. Yeah. Like, even if you were a kid, you knew there was something wrong about those tabloids, the way they looked. And then there'd be an issue of whatever, Newsweek or The Economist, and that looked a little more serious. The average person out there does not have the intelligence to differentiate between slop and rage bait and clickbait and something that's authentic. You and I are not going for that center plus or minus 1 IQ. We're going for the right side of the bell curve. The girls on TikTok who are 100% fake, and they fake cry, and oh my God, I kicked my husband in his nuts and I didn't sleep with him and he divorced me. I can't believe it. It's a lie. It's bullshit. It's slop. People still click on it. The same people who can't tell they're listening to AI, Chad, you know how to differentiate AI now? Now that there's been enough AI channels out, can you tell?
I usually can, I think. It's just, it feels unnatural or looks unnatural. Yeah.
Right. It's always a well-polished voice. They mispronunciate words sometimes. You can tell when they're reading a script and there are tells that you're listening to AI slop. I immediately block those channels as I do not recommend this channel. The average person can't do it. You are not going for the mass appeal. You're going for higher end, but you shouldn't even be going for higher end. You should just be doing the thing you want to do, and you will naturally gravitate and have an audience. And the key difference between that, if you care about monetization or some kind of success, aside from the fact you're doing it for fun, do you think, well, how could I put it? Who do you think gets more super chats? The girl like, oh my God, or the bunny rabbit story that Aaron had to go and deal with the bunny corpse? Whose audience is more loyal?
Well, yours is more loyal. It's just there's so many simps that will give away their whole...
We don't have tits. I know. We don't have tits, right? That's them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's a much more, like, I enjoy, even though he picks on me with short jokes, I enjoy Dre coming in and and Wisda and the gang and Alex Petito. Like we have a little community going on.
We got a great,
It's a completely different product. The clickbait girl whores or guys like, OMG, the latest thing, shock, terror, horror, that kind of crap. That's a completely different, but you know what? Fine. They make their advertising dollars, and fine. The girls get their whatever subscription services and all that. That is not our industry. We're more like, are you excited when you get super chats?
Yeah, I always like it. It feels good.
Do you get excited about $2 super chat?
Sure. I
I
mean,
get excited about $2 super
nobody
chat,
is required to give me anything. So
Exactly. You see these assholes, the girls, where if they don't get enough super chats, they start threatening their audience.
yeah, I've
Is
seen
that a
that.
happy person?
I mean, I think it's pretty pathetic. So, no, I don't think somebody who's happy would do that.
I find $2 on the ground. Guess what? I'm telling people, hey, I found $2 on the ground. Look at this shit. On the back, it's a joke written by Dre. How short is Cappy? So short he can't dunk with the ladder or whatever. But yeah, I would not envy those people necessarily. But it's a different ball game. And
Yeah.
if you want to go for the mass market, guess what you get to do?
You get to slop out and
you get to dirty yourself up. You get to act. You get to go. And you got to stay on top of what the latest fucking shit is and latest drama. Like, you got to actually pay attention to Cardi B and Lizzo and whatever, like, the latest drama between whoever, whatever. You got to do that. And that's painful. Absolutely painful.
I can't, man. I got a real job. So like, that was another reason why I can't do what all these thoughts are doing,
Right. But that's not, so don't worry about it. Like, did you care what was happening do you care about Taylor Swift?
No, not particularly.
So don't care what people who talk about Taylor Swift or how much money. It doesn't matter. And good for them. I hope they make a lot of money, but it doesn't have an effect on you unless you let it. See what I'm saying?
No, I think it's overstating it a bit by saying like, oh, that was having an effect on me. It was more like, this has started to feel like a bit of an obligation. And I know how I could get more success is by doing what some of those slop creators are doing. And I just don't want to go down that route. So that's all I was saying.
I don't let Jack's gay lifestyle affect me. How much butt sex he gets. I don't let that affect my happiness. I hope he gets as much as he can handle, which is a lot apparently. But yeah, it's just be happy you got a podcast, man. When you go live, people are in there giving you shit, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, there you go. That's it. It's all you got a private club.
It is
hang
fun,
out there. Yeah, it's there we go. Okay, I'm glad we solved this. I'm glad you're no longer a Democrat. Would you like to do some super chats if we have any?
We do. I can read them.
Okay, let's go. Look at this. It's in the morning. Is our buddy Atham in the house?
I haven't seen him.
Okay, maybe he's sleeping. All right.
This is okay, Lord. Another fellow tax professional for $5. Chad Tax. I hope everything is going well. I'm going well. I'm getting better. Yeah. Christopher Anon for $2. Block and no contact entitled family. Period. If it happens that way, it happens that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've found I hate to say this about humans, the more you push them away and tell them to fuck off and stand your ground, the more they respect you and want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
It's really people just being nice. People hate that. They do not like that.
Space Cowboy. I want $5. I want too long to file.
Too long to file?
I recently got my refund for 2022 and 2023. I had to verify some info on 24 for them to process it, and then I lost out on 21. Yeah, so you only have 3 years to file and get a refund back. Otherwise, you lose it. So, yeah.
Would I have this problem filing my taxes day one and paying my... Do I have this problem?
You have never had this particular problem. Yeah, so I don't expect you'll ever end up in this exact situation.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to hear that, Space Cowboy, but you got to be on the ball with this stuff. Just get it in.
Be on the ball. So you agree with that? I should be paying my taxes day one that I can.
I would say filing your taxes day one, but not the quarterlies. I think that's excessive.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Lord, $5. Hello from King Crab and Okay, Lord. Yeah, they work.
Is he hanging out with him?
Yeah, they work together. You remember King Crab?
No shit. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm telling you, man, we get people. We're like a little mini network. We get people. Yeah.
Well, good thing you ended your channel and put a kibosh to that. Thank God you'll never see you again. That's
not ended my channel. Hello from King Crab and Okay, Lord. We are on a business trip. Email update soon. Take care. Yeah, good. So they're going to catch me up on what's going on.
Cool.
Some random dude for $4.99. I'm going to work my first tax season with Intuit this year. Good. How many seasons do you recommend before going it alone if I have my EPA and or CPA? I get this question quite a bit. Do you want to take a stab at it, Clary, before I give my thoughts?
Well, if he already has an enrolled agents or a CPA certification, I think I'll be perfectly honest. I think he could start ASAP. And the only reason I say that is because it is easier for you to train yourself with the information on the internet and self-teach rather than wait for some fucking boomer or Gen Xer nowadays to give you the experience you need. In other words, am I going to wait for a mechanic to teach me how to fix my car, or can I just go on the internet? So if you are already an EA or CPA, that means you have the ability to look this stuff up and do it yourself. And you could always consult a more experienced CPA or an EA on particular situations. So I'd say practically you could do it. You might have to start at some, simple 1040 forms or whatever, but I would have the confidence to at least do it part-time or a little bit. But before you actually get comfortable, I'd say a year at least, maybe 2. But I think you could start now if you don't get too arrogant and willing to put in the extra work to make sure you do it right.
I'm going to give the dreaded, everybody's favorite answer from an accountant. It depends. Because if you go through your first year, working for someone else, getting all these tax returns done with plenty of experience, and you feel really, really comfortable, hey, get started. Go out on your own. Sometimes it takes people an extra year or 2. Like, for instance, Red Hawk does want to start his own practice at some point, but he's decided he wants to give it 1 more year.
Good for him.
Yeah. Because it depends on just how you're feeling about your experience.
But let me point out, using Red Hawk as an example, could he start doing simple entry-level stuff now?
Oh, sure.
And then if a complicated thing came along, he contacts you, pays you a consulting fee, and you help him out?
If need be. It would be kind of hard for me to do that during tax season.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's not something I would say no to, if they really needed my help. So, Digi-Nomad for $2 Canadian. Chad, do what grinds my gears, Pod, like Peter Griffin. I remember that. You know what really grinds my gears?
It grinds my gears.
He had some funny one. My Truth, the King, for $2. Chad, I need some help with my 2023 taxes. 2023, huh? Peyton Peta for $5. AI is easy to spot. It literally never get to the point.
He is 100% right. They will repeat what they said several times. It's too well spoken. It never gets, and then it's overly dramatic. Like, have you ever read an article by a leftist woman?
Unfortunately, I have a few times.
How do they always start, Chad?
They always start with something stupid and clickbaity or something like, what's a good example? I had never seen somebody so... they're just very dramatic, yeah.
It starts with a story that is dramatic.
Yeah.
But it's always some long, elaborated story of and it's like, I understand using that, but get to the fucking point.
Yeah, it's stupid fluff. That's what I was trying to say.
You could write an article on how to put gas in your tank, and a girl will start, it was a cold wintry night, and Becky was that. It's like, don't, just, you take out your credit card, you put it in the thing, you hit your gas, you put it, that's it. That's all you need. And so AI will also lead in with overly dramatic words as well.
Yeah.
That's another way to spot it. Hey, speak of the devil, it is. Hey, it's our least favorite black person, Dre, right there. Hey.
He gets to do short jokes for both of us this time.
Here it is.
Cappy is 25% immune to ever being shortchanged. Dre, you should go on.
You see, he got 2. He got the Jewish thing, and he got the height thing. He's clever.
Space Cowboy for $10. Millennial. Really is hard to process the slop in general on the internet. I didn't get into social media until my mid-20s, and I only got a smartphone because my job required I give them a number. Clary, you're the professional YouTuber here, but I just kind of feel like what's being paid attention to the most on this platform, I don't like where it's going.
It's not your problem.
It isn't my problem.
It's not your problem. Yeah. I don't care what the rest of the people do. I'm just happy I got my little fiefdom over here.
Yeah, you got it made.
And Space Cowboy, you know what's great about social media? You don't have to consume it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Turn it
I subscribe to different channels, and I will almost exclusively go to those channels because I know they're not AI slop. And so if you want to curate a list and only go to those channels, that's what I recommend. But yeah, dude, I'm not kidding. Like 60 to 70% of your recommendations in your feed are AI slop. They're AI channels. Yeah. And if they're not, they're clickbait slop, they're tabloids, so you don't want to go into that.
So just real quick, I always got the impression regarding you that because you're on here streaming so much, you don't really consume a lot of YouTube content outside of when you're working. Is that true? Or
no, that's wrong. I almost exclusively, but it's not my domain. Like I consume a lot of nerd stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or like tornado channels and documentary or astrophysics. Because you don't consume accounting podcasts because that's your career. You want to listen to something different. But yeah, I'll download the Great Ones podcast, Tipping the Odds Vegas podcast. It's just two old guys that talk about Vegas. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I consume, because what else am I going to do? I hike, I go to the gym, I listen to, but I don't listen to red pill content.
Me neither.
Not that I don't like my friends or colleagues. It's just nobody listens to their colleagues' material because it's more or less the same.
Lately I just watch my friends a lot of the time. You and Jack and Nuke and those guys. Rare.
Why do I listen to Ray all the time?
I mean, he's very well spoken. You just like his style, I think.
I enjoy his pain.
Oh,
I enjoy the pain. That's.
Oh. Dre again for $2. Give Chad a box of receipts cake for his birthday.
That would be hilarious.
Box of receipts. One of the best things about being virtual is that there's just not a lot of opportunities to get me with things like that. Box full of receipts. Dre again. Does Chad get to write off money spent on his wife? First of all, I don't have a wife. Let's clear that up. Secondly, I do. She is a client, and we do talk about her taxes sometimes. But in general, no, I don't do that. I'm not supposed to.
Well, and that's because my GF's an accountant. She does help me with my taxes at times, so I will write off the occasional whatever meal or whatever. It's like, okay, but because if you think about it, especially probably less so in your case, but more so in my case, since she is my accountant, I mean, we're talking, that would be several $1,000s worth of accounting. And it's like, okay, am I going to cut a check to my girlfriend? And he's like, nah, okay, I'll write this off. And that's about that. So, but it's not the, hey, we talked about business, let's write it off kind of thing. That's not the life hack you think it is.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah. That's it. That's all we got for super chats.
Yeah, I think that's everything. So did we get you squared away about how to make those estimated payments?
Yeah. I'm glad that was five minutes of the hour-long conversation we had.
Well, no, it's.
I gotta kill little time because where I'm going, it's up in the mountains or mountainous, so it's colder up there. So I gotta wait until about noon for it to get hot enough. And what is it? It's 10:30 right now, so I still got a little bit of time. So, but I'm glad in your sickened state you could come out here. And do. Oh, we got one more.
My Truth, the King again. Greetings to Chad's wife and Cappy's girlfriend. Stay cool. Oh, so Clary, real quick. I'm trying to convince the candidate to maybe do Harney's Peak because I'm like, I don't think it'll be that, or is it gonna be too cold?
Let me look it up. Let me look up Sylvan Lake.
I think she can handle that. Yeah.
Yeah, she can handle it. It's gonna be whether I want to go up there. Sylvan Lake, South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Monthly temps
might be too cold. I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have to.
It's 55 for a high. We could go. Yeah. It depending on temperature and more so wind. We could probably do it, but I got others we can do if that's not the case. I know you like your spot. You have your spot on Harney's Peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll depend on temperature and wind.
Yeah, that and Deadwood are what I've been talking to her about. like when I was there. Yeah.
Are you gonna want to go on the tourist route, or do you want to like do more sit and relax and drink beer kind of thing?
I'd like her to get a good experience seeing everything there. So it's kind of whatever you feel like doing or what she feels like doing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so far I've concluded we'll all pile into the car and we'll stop at brew pubs because you and the GF have
Yeah.
seen this before.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it before, but the candidate hasn't. So that way you two goofballs can get drunk on your maple syrup beer or your sugar cube beer or whatever it is. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some alcohol, put in some Hershey syrup, like, look, a beer, Chad. And like, but there's a couple of brew pubs and wineries we can hit along the way, but we'll get all the major things of the way. And I just put new tires on the car.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. All right, cool. When should we hang out?
Soon.